Alright, our story takes place in 2006. A man named Satoru is tearing up his manga after being rejected by his editor. Bro is 29 and writing mid. I'd be sick. After sulking in his apartment, he decides to get a job delivering pizzas. But during one of his deliveries, he experiences revival, a unique phenomenon that sends him back in time by a few seconds, allowing him to perform life-saving feats. He finds a truck with a driver's slump and manages to save a boy who was in the road but gets hit by an oncoming vehicle in the process. Badass little kid, by the way. Your mama right there and you decide to walk in the street without her? Ooh, the spanking I would've got. Later on, after he wakes up, his coworker named Katagiri told him the driver died of a heart attack and praises him for saving the child before she leaves. When he gets home, he sees his mom, Sachiko, who's worried sick about what happened and... Hold on! That's your mom and she only 52 looking like this? I need it! My fault. She decides to stay for a while. Before bed, she reminded him of an incident that happened 18 years ago of a kidnapping and murder that happened to 2 of his classmates. We then get a flashback to when Satoru was a kid chilling on the hill, and out of nowhere, this older guy named Jun, who he called Yuki, was being nice to him. Come to find out, he was the one who did it and got arrested. The next day, during a trip to the store with his mom, he experiences another revival, but fails to find the cause behind it. His mama spots a suspicious man who seemed to attempt to kidnap a child, who later enters a car by himself and drives off. Moments later, they run into Katagiri, who Sachiko invites to dinner. That's when we get the scene.
So how long have you guys been dating?
Oh no, it's not like that. He's more like a friend. A friend I have tons of respect for.
I can give you a lift to the station.
It's already so late. You can spend the night if you want.
No, she can't, Mom. She's in high school.
Looking into the matter, Sachiko deduces that the man was a true killer from 18 years ago, but before she can tell Satoru, she's stabbed in the back, slowly dying on the floor. After discovering her body and the police trying to take him into custody, Satoru is sent back 18 years in time when he was still in elementary school. 1988. I already know some motherfuckers in the comments screaming, damn, and unk at the screen. We are now back in 5th grade. After class, Satoru rushes home to find his mother. His mom returns home late from work, and he was happy as fuck, almost made me shed a tear. Realizing that being sent to this period by revival is connected to his mom's murder in the future, Satoru takes notice of Kaio, one of his classmates who was killed during the kidnapping incident. After seeing a bruise on her leg in class, having shown interest in her, his friends Osamu, Kazu, and Hiromi assumes that Satoru has feelings for her and to apply pressure. Wanting to understand Kaio more, Satoru decides to invite her to his birthday party, hoping to change the future so that she won't be killed. Later on, he races Hamada, who's on the hockey team, and promises to not lose to him to Kaio. At the last moment, he decides to let him win. One of his friends, Kenya, notices it as well. Afterwards, he tries to ask Kaio when her birthday is. She brushes him off and leaves. He decides to sneak into the teacher's office and attempts to view her file because figuring this out would help him pinpoint the date of her disappearance, until he gets interrupted by his teacher, Yashiro. He assumes he has feelings for her and lets him see. Satoru sees she has the same birthday as his. Before leaving, Yashiro wishes him good luck. Later on, he sees Yuki again, relieved he wasn't the actual murderer, and hung out with him. Afterwards, Satoru goes up to see Kaio at her house, only to find her beaten up and partially undressed in a shed.
What you doing in there, Kaio? What do you keep coming out here by yourself for?
Bitch!
Come on, get up. Get in the house.
Wait! How'd Kaio get those bruises?
Go on and answer him, honey.
I fell.
Satoru is left speechless by the woman's sadistic and shameless actions. The fuck is up with her mom, man? Later that evening, Kaio's mother shoves Kaio's head into the kitchen sink filled with ice water in order to hide her bruises, while her boyfriend just sitting there watching, talking about some don't waste the ice.
Look, some people need to be gone, bro. You know what I'm talking about, in order for shit to get better. And he one of them.
The next morning, Satoru and Kaio were appointed on homeroom duty. Kaio ended up showing up late, and we know why. Satoru goes to the teacher's office and addresses Kaio's abusive relationship with her mother. Yashiro then affirms Satoru that for the past year, Child Protective Services have failed to prove this due to a lack of evidence. Classic. With only a week left until Kaio gets kidnapped and murdered, Satoru has to make sure she survives March 1st and spends the 2nd with him at his birthday party. Satoru goes over to Kaio's house to get permission from her mom for them to hang out on Saturday. Look at this evil mug she giving him, bruh. He was not backing down from this.
Bitch!
You want to go out with him? You're not going anywhere, you slut!
His mama came clutch and manages to invite Kaio out with her to the local science center. Thank the Lord he was able to. His friend showed up too, confirming he changed the future. She was even on time for once too.
Damn, you're pretty. Oh my god.
Yeah, anyways, he was able to keep her safe on the day she disappeared, and on his birthday, they enjoyed the birthday party. He was celebrating like he won a championship. The next day, he almost got to school late but made it, but sadly found out.
Okay. Does anyone know if Kaio's coming today?
Yeah, it was GG's. After witnessing Kaio's mom throw out her belongings, he suddenly gets sent back to 2006, still under suspicion of his mom's murder and forced to go on the run from the police. Satoru comes across Irie, who believes him to be innocent and lets him stay at her house, where he learns the details of Kaio's disappearance did slightly change because of his actions. The next day, as Satoru investigates as much as he can, Irie stops her manager from reporting him to the police, socking his ass in the mouth. Later that night, after helping Satoru hide elsewhere, Irie receives a text from his mom's phone before becoming trapped in a house fire. Coming across the burning house, Satoru rushes in to rescue Irie, who slips her phone into his pocket before the manager takes over the rescue. Finding the message left on Irie's phone, Satoru calls the number that his mom left behind, arranging a meeting with an acquaintance of hers named Sawada. Sawada tells Satoru about the last phone call he received from Sachiko, in which she claimed to know who the true kidnapper was, but was unable to tell him before she was killed. He also explains the reported details surrounding Kaio's death, noticing Jun's framing matches with another kidnapping incident in a nearby town, and deducing the true kidnapper was the one who killed his mom. While Satoru looks up Sawada's findings on the kidnapping incident, including a list of previous suspects, Sawada goes to the hospital to meet up with Irie, only to discover that her mother has swapped places with her so she can prove Satoru's innocence. Irie meets up with Satoru, informing him of a mysterious man named Nishi Sono, who may have been responsible for the fire, but police show up to arrest Satoru. As he's taken away, Satoru spots the man he saw leaving his house on the night of his mom's murder. Determined not to let things end the way it is, Satoru successfully triggers his revival through sheer willpower, returning him to February 28, 1988. During school the next day, Kenya confronts Satoru about Kaio's situation at home, admitting that he's known for a while now about the domestic violence, and offers to help. Following the birthday party on March 2nd, Satoru throws a rock through Jun's window to bring about the police, to get the police's attention, providing him with an alibi for his whereabouts. Afterwards, Satoru seeks out Kaio's mom and comes close to pushing her down some stairs, bruh, but is stopped by Kenya, who convinces him to choose a different course of action. Thank the Lord, bruh. Instead, Satoru decides to abduct Kaio with her permission, taking her to an abandoned bus to hide out for a few days until she is confirmed to be safe. On the night of March 3rd, however, a mysterious figure pulls up to the bus where Kaio is sleeping. She barely manages to hide from the intruder before he takes his leave, leaving behind a footprint on a box he kicked. The next evening, as Yashiro goes with some people from CPS to investigate Kaio's house, Kaio tells Satoru and the others about the previous night's intruder. They decide to check the bag that was left behind. They find tools that Satoru recognizes as one used to implicate Jun for Kaio's murder. Realizing he's still stuck in the loop of abduction of murders, Satoru takes Kaio to spend the night at his house, where his mom had been inspecting them. They had some curry, then later went to bed. The next day, Satoru and his mom accompany Kaio back to her house to confront her mom, as she reacted violently, swinging on fine shit. Yashiro and the consultants call her lacking, suggest that Kaio be taken into custody. Just as she prepares to storm off to the police, she's approached by her own mother, who regrets not being able to support her after having her divorce. Her abusive husband and raised Kaio on her own, leading Akemi to break down.
And all the courage you've shown, this couldn't have ended any better. Thanks to you, she's alive.
Going off to live with her grandmother, Satoru turns his attention towards the other two potential victims, Hiromi and then Aya, a student from a neighboring school. While keeping a watch on both Hiromi and Aya,
What's this doing here?
No, don't touch it!
I didn't mean to.
Well, my secret's out.
Candy?
There's no sense in hiding the truth anymore. Don't just sit there. Help me eat the evidence. I quit smoking 3 years ago, and candy's the only thing that helps stop the craving.
Satoru goes with Kenya and Hiromi to inspect the bus, the contents of which have now been removed, telling them about the serial killer that was targeting Kaio. Satoru and his friends approach Aya, who is skeptical, starts joining them at their hideout. Later, Satoru is noticing a truck belonging to Jun's family, but leaving the scene. Satoru goes with Yashiro to chase after it, and that's when it happened.
Want a lollipop?
Thank you for asking, but I'm afraid you won't find any there. You see, this isn't my car.
Big fella!
Since the seatbelt was stuck, Yashiro puts a ball on the pedal, which sends Satoru into the frozen lake. Yeah, it was over for bro. Everything went black until Satoru wakes up in the year 2003. Having been in a coma for 15 years, he discovers that he had lost most of his memories, including the killer's identity. Kenya and Hiromi even came to see him. While undergoing rehab, Satoru was visited by Kaio, who has grown up and is married to Hiromi, encouraging him to try harder and walk again. Later, he meets a leukemia patient named Kumi, who is to undergo surgery.
The time-traveling pedo. He wakes up an adult, but he's still a kid at heart. Still hot for little girls. Soon he'll be released. Hide your children. What do you think? Good angle.
Taking photos of a civilian without their permission. Slander. Trespassing. If I see you again, I'll call the police. Get out of here. Now.
As well as Yashiro himself, who has become a politician. On the night before Kumi's surgery, Yashiro brings Satoru to the rooftop just as he regains his memories.
I remember everything. You son of a bitch.
We get a flashback of when Kenya and Hiromi wants to help Satoru catch the killer and tells them it's Yashiro. Yashiro tells him his plan to kill Kumi and plant Satoru's DNA all over it and expects him to off himself due to guilt. Satoru revealed to Yashiro the reason behind his accomplishment to prevent the kidnappings and murders was because he needed him to feel alive. Satoru heads to the edge of the roof to fall, but was stopped by Yashiro, proving his point that only he knew the true self of Yashiro and could not live without him. As Yashiro let Satoru fall off the roof of the building, he agreed with Satoru's words and was about to jump, but he stopped after seeing he got cooked by the plan Satoru had made beforehand with his friends. He was then arrested by the police. Later on, you see he's living his dream, writing and drawing manga for a living now. And in the end, he ends up running into Irie for the first time. W, good ending. I'm out.